welcome to the Ozarks Sports Report podcast. I am here at Crane High School here in Stone County in Crane, Missouri. I'm sitting down with the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Brian Harmon. And before we start off with our questions, we're going to give a little recap on their last games this week. The Pirates went on to take on Norwood over in Wright County, Missouri, and they defeated the Norwood Pirates by a final score of 12-5. And then they came back here to Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium, and they took on their neighbors to the north and east, just about 5 miles away from Crane, at Hurley, and they defeated the Hurley Tigers by a final score of 4-3. That was last night, thanks to a walk-off base hit by Brent Williams. And then they went to Cole County, just right outside of the Ozarks, in the small town of Russellville, Missouri, just about 3 hours away from Crane, or about 2.5 hours from Springfield. And they played Pilot Grove and Russellville, which the final scores from those games between Pilot Grove was a final score of 15-9. And the final score between the Crane Pirates and the Russellville Indians was a final score of 9-5, Crane falling to the Russellville Indians. First off with our questions is Brian Harmon. First question is, Coach, what are the keys that you brought to all four of these games?
Well, we went into the week a little frustrated with our hitting from last week, and we've reached out to some people, and former coach Daniel Davis, and he helped out with Coach Stump, who's in charge of our hitting. Got some more batting practice drills to do, and a lot of situational hitting. We worked hard on that. We worked a little bit on it in the indoors on Monday, and then at regular practice on Tuesday and Wednesday. And we saw some benefits from that once the games got going.
And what were the achievements that you saw from your players this week from all four games at Norwood, back here against Hurley, and on the road at Russellville between Pilot Grove and Russellville?
Well, what I saw was we were taking a lot better at bats. Approach is a big thing, how you go to the plate, how you approach your at bat. And I saw big improvements over the first two games. The New Bloomfield game a week ago, we started to see that improvement, but we still had some frustrations with what was going on at the plate, and we kicked it up. We've been getting more hits each game, and we been held in check some games, but our approach is leading to more base runners, even if they're not hits. We're getting on base with walks, hit by pitch, things like that.
And what are the disadvantages that you saw from your players as a team from these four games that you coached at with Norwood, Hurley, Pilot Grove, and Russellville?
Well, the negatives that we still see, we still got to shore up our defense. Norwood game played a lot better defense. We did make a couple errors, but we didn't snowball like we had the week before. Against Hurley, we played an errorless game. That was great. Then, had some adverse conditions. That's never an excuse, with cold wind and some rain in the two games on Saturday. And, kicked it around a little bit, made some bad throws, made some poor decisions. So, the defense has to shore itself up, and that'll come with more practice.
And if you were to say who the player of the week is for the Crane Pirates, who would you give that out to? Which player would you give that award to for this week?
Man, that's a tough one. We had a lot of guys step up and do some really good things. Darren Terrell's really swinging the bat well. I don't know if I'd necessarily give one individual player of the week, but he had a good week at the plate. Brent Williams also, great week at the plate. They have great approaches. They're batting back-to-back in our lineup, in the middle of the lineup, and they're producing. They're getting on base and driving in runs. So, those two guys did a good job. Our pitching was really good this week. We got 4 games with 4 different starters, 3 different winning pitchers, and it's only going to get better.
And you guys are going into the next week. You guys have just one game against Pierce City. That's going to be here at Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium. What are the corrections that you, Coach Stump, Coach Vaught, and Coach Metlack are going to make with your team?
Well, first of all, the main thing we're going to do is tomorrow on Sunday, we're going to give them a day off, and we told them not only a physical day off where they can get rested up. In the last 50-some hours, we've been on the road a lot. We played 4 games in 50-some hours, less than 3 days' time. And not only a physical break, but a mental break from the game. Some that are struggling just need to forget about it and not dwell on it. And then the ones who are playing well still need that break.
And your compliments on the 4 teams that you guys played of Norwood, Hurley, Pilot Grove, and Russellville. Both Pilot Grove and Russellville in mid-Missouri near the capital and Columbia. What are your words that you have to say to Norwood, Hurley, Pilot Grove, and Russellville?
Well, four great coaches and well-prepared teams. Norwood is always tough. They got good arms on the mound. They got good bats at the plate. They came out. Their pitcher was a little shaky early. We were able to jump out ahead of them. They didn't roll over. They got back in it, and every time they come up with something offensively, we were able to answer the very next half inning, and that was big. But Norwood, we're going to play them again here in a couple of weeks. We're in the same pool with them in the Hartville tournament, and they always scare me to death because of all the talent they have. Hurley, you just say the word Hurley and it makes me cringe just because they always play well against us. They have a great tradition. They've been to 2 out of the last 3 Final Fours in Class 1, and they're just a strong team. They only have 11 kids, but they go out and they do the job and do what's expected of them. Pilot Grove, first time we've ever played them. Well coached, I could tell. Lots of talent. Only 12 kids on their team, but all 12 of them, would start in a lot of Class 2 and 3 programs. Some great arms on the mound, and they really, really swing it well. I was very impressed watching them play Russellville when we arrived, and then against us, they just continued to put a bat on the ball and hit it well. And then Russellville, Coach Branson, he and I become friends through our Missouri State High School Baseball Coaches Association. We decided the last few years we're just going to hook up and play some games, and we both make the 3-hour trip every other year, and we pick up another team for each other to play. And Coach Branson always has his kids ready. They hit the ball extremely well. I mean, they started off, leadoff man hits a double over our center fielder's head, and they really never stopped hitting. They took advantage of some of our mistakes, but once again we didn't. Their coach told me, he said, it's going to be a battle because we're both going to keep hitting and we're both going to keep scoring runs.
And back to the upcoming game, that's going to be on Monday night here at Crane against Pierce City, who you guys don't play in the fall season, even though you guys don't have football, but they have football. What are you going to be bringing to the dinner table against Pierce City?
Pierce City, it's a really big game for us. They're in the district next to ours, so to have any postseason aspirations, we're gonna if we're gonna win a district, we're gonna have to face somebody out of that district. And I'm not saying we're gonna win a district. I'm just saying because we're in a tough district. But whoever comes out of that one's gonna be good. Whoever comes out of ours is gonna be good. It's kind of a statement game for both of us. We are gonna be limited on our pitching because of the new pitch count rules, which I think are great. But whoever we throw out there, we're gonna expect them to keep us in the game and be competitive, and we're gonna fight and battle.
That's going to wrap up our show for today. We'd like to thank Coach Brian Harmon of the Crane Pirates for sitting down with us after a long day, long Saturday, after going up to mid-Missouri to take on Russellville and Pilot Grove. And if you want to stay connected with the Crane Pirates, please follow them on Twitter. That is Crane_Coach. Check out their Facebook page. And if you want to stay connected with us behind the show, please follow our Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out our website. Our website is ozarksportsreport.wixsite.com/ozarksportsreport. Once again, to wrap it up, we will announce the next game for the Crane Pirates. They will take on the Pierce City Eagles here at Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium in Crane, Missouri. Time will be around 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the evening on Monday, March 26th. So once again, I'm Adam Smith signing off, and we want to say thank you all for tuning in, and have a good night, everybody. I'm now with the shortstop for the Crane Pirates, Brent Williams, who went 4 for 4 tonight against the Norwood Pirates. Brent, what would you say was the initial driving force tonight to bring in to go 4 for 4 tonight against Norwood?
I just came in think I'm going to hit the ball and just put it in play, and that's just got some RBIs, and that's about it.
And now with the performance with Wyatt Vaught tonight against Norwood, what would your words be to Wyatt Vaught tonight that you saw from shortstop?
He had a pretty good curveball. They weren't hitting it, so, it's obviously a ball. But his fastball was doing good today.
And with the hitters coming out and swinging the sticks tonight against Norwood, what would your words be to your hitters of Crane tonight against Norwood?
We done a really good job tonight, and I think this is a turning point of all of our careers, and we just done a really good job.
And now you're going back home to play Hurley at 2D Parsons Memorial Stadium in Crane. What do you expect to bring to the dinner table tonight against Hurley?
We're gonna bring it. We always do. We're gonna see Simpson on the mound, and we're just gonna play hard and get the W.
Thanks for taking the time with us, Brent, and best of luck tomorrow night at Hurley.
Thank you.
I'm now with the starting pitcher tonight for the Crane Pirates, Wyatt Vaught. Wyatt, what was the initial game plan for you coming into this game against Norwood?
Well, my game plan was just to get ahead of hitters, throw some strikes, strike them out if I can, but that's my main goal, was to strike them out.
And with your offensive team backing you up, what would your words be? What would your words be to your team that backed you up tonight on the mound?
They did good defensively and offensively. Like, we got hits, we got ahead, we had big innings, and we got stops on the defensive end as well.
And you guys played against a team known as the Norwood Pirates. What would your words be to the Norwood Pirates tonight?
They got some good hitters. They had some weak spots too they need to work on. Probably their back of the lineup needs better hitting, but they did pretty good overall.
Now you guys go back home to play Hurley, which is 4 or 5 miles away from Crane, back at 2D Parsons Memorial Stadium tomorrow night. What do you expect the Pirates to bring against the Tigers on Friday night?
Well, we're going to see their number one pitcher like we always do, and we're just going to smash their number one pitcher and get big hits.
All right, thanks for taking the time with us, and best of luck tomorrow at Hurley.
Thank you.
I'm here with one of the players of the game for the Crane Pirates, senior Harley Howard, who had a tremendous game tonight against the Pilot Grove Tigers tonight up in Russellville. Harley, what was the outcome of today? What was the game plan to get your big game tonight against Pilot Grove?
We just were ready to come out to play and ready to play behind our pitchers first and then translate to offense, I guess.
And with that, those big later innings that helped you fuel to the comeback against Pilot Grove, what did Coach Harmon say to you guys before those big innings and the later stages of the game?
He just told us not to tense up and just chip away and just don't put too much on us, too much pressure on ourselves.
And with the team of Pilot Grove that you guys played tonight, what would your words be to the Tigers of Pilot Grove?
I thought they hit the ball really good. They 1 through 9, they could all hit the ball really good.
And now you guys are going to be playing Pierce City on Monday night. What is Coach Harmon going to tell you guys to do, how to play against Pierce City on Monday night?
I mean, Pierce City's going to be good, so we'll have to pitch them good and then just play behind our pitcher, play good defense.
Thanks for taking the time with us, Harley, and best of luck on Monday night against Pierce City.
Thank you.
With senior Wyatt Vaught, who also had another big game tonight against Pilot Grove. Wyatt, what was the big outcome? What was the big key to your big game against Pilot Grove tonight?
I came out there, I got some hits, I've been in a little slump, got out of that, and played some defense behind my pitchers.
And with the big inning that you guys had, that's pretty much had the driving force to your big 15-9 win over Pilot Grove. What was Coach Harmon's words that you guys were told before those big innings tonight up in Russellville against Pilot Grove?
He said just get on base and everyone do their job and it'll come out how it's supposed to.
And with a team like Pilot Grove that you guys played tonight, what would your words be to the Tigers of Pilot Grove?
If they just keep playing how they did against us, they'll be a good Class 1 contender for state.
And now you guys are playing Pierce City on Monday night. What is Coach Harmon going to tell you guys on how to play Pierce City and how to bring a win against Pierce City?
If we just throw strikes and get ahead of hitters and play defense around our pitcher and get hits well, then we can very well beat them.
Thanks for taking the time with us, Wyatt, and best of luck on Monday night against Pierce City.
Thanks you, sir.
I'm here with Colton Elder, the senior for the Crane Pirates, who also had another big game and a good game on the mound against Pilot Grove. Elder, what was the driving force to your big game on the mound against Pilot Grove?
I just did what I thought I needed to do. I threw strikes and got ground balls and hoped that my teammates behind me did what they needed to do to get the outs.
And now you're coming off a loss against Charleston, and that was your last time on the mound, and you got your first win of the season. What was Coach Harmon's words to you before you went on the mound after the starting pitcher of the Crane Pirates was taken out of the game against Pilot Grove?
He just told me to be confident in myself and in my teammates behind me, and told me to throw strikes and do what needs to be done in order to get the win.
And now you guys played a team like Pilot Grove. What were your words be to Pilot Grove that you guys played tonight?
I was real impressed. They are a Class 1 team, but they're a good Class 1. They hit the ball really well, and they played defense pretty decent. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if they ended up in the Final Four.
Now you're going to be playing Pierce City on Monday night here at Tootie Parsons Memorial Stadium in Crane. What are the words going to be that Coach Harmon is going to tell you before you guys take on Pierce City?
Like I said earlier, just be confident in yourself and be confident in your teammates around you, and just do what needs to be done to get the win.
Thanks for taking the time with us, Colton, and best of luck on Monday against Pierce City.